FIFA 16 Mobile wasn't perfect. The graphics were basic, the animations were stiff, but the gameplay was perfect. You could play offline, you could enjoy real teams, and is 100% free to play. Winning felt earned, losing felt fair. For many players, this was the peak of mobile football. FIFA Mobile 17/18, everything changed. EA realized something important, the game of lacking an audience. So FIFA Mobile stopped being a football game and became a card collecting game. Daily rewards, timed events, energy systems, and importantly start of designed cards, personally, the best looking cards of all FIFA. At least getting them was achievable and was not held by a pay-to-win wall. The gameplay was devastating, the graphics were worse than FIFA 16, and the gameplay was worse too, but it was still skill-based. At least FIFA Mobile 17/18 had a lot of stuff to do, especially campaigns cause big promos did not exist. At least the campaigns were long and gave great rewards worth our efforts, it felt like earning a badge, but unfortunately online matchmaking didn't work well, only VSA was available. FIFA Mobile 19 arrived, and honestly, it failed. For a long time, I thought highly of Season 3. But once I actually looked at the stats, it became clear, the season didn't perform well at all, even though, on paper, it should have. Graphically, the game was a massive upgrade. The chubby, Roblox-looking player models were gone. Footballers actually looked like footballers again. Online multiplayer returned too, now rebranded as head-to-head, finally giving the community a feature that had existed 3 years earlier. And the gameplay, it was something else. I'll admit it, I was one of the people who genuinely liked this season. AI matches were brutally difficult, but the rewards actually felt worth the effort. Winning those games felt like lifting a trophy in FIFA 16 Mobile on legendary difficulty. The gameplay was fast, sharp, and extremely responsive. Unrealistic, absolutely, but it was also incredibly fun. Even if you didn't touch head-to-head, playing AI matches alone felt like a whole different world of enjoyment. But here's the problem, not everyone felt the same way. FIFA Mobile 19 lacked some core elements of a standard mobile game. There was no long campaign mode for players to grind, which immediately hurt the game's replayability. And even with a short campaign like the one in 19, completing it was still extremely difficult. Players want to finish a campaign. They want that sense of closure. But with the insane difficulty spike, especially in the final matches, it felt like playing against the devil in Cuphead. It wasn't challenging in a rewarding way, it was discouraging. On top of that, the gameplay was so fast and chaotic that new players couldn't keep up. If you didn't know the spam meta, you were completely lost. It felt like EA tried to create a hybrid between FIFA 16 Ultimate Team's tough AI and FIFA Mobile 17 and 18's simplified gameplay. It was a bold idea, but it didn't fit. It didn't fit the existing player base built from Season 1, and it definitely didn't fit newcomers who were thrown straight into the chaos. You can see it clearly in the stats. There was hype at launch, but the player base slowly bled out. If the numbers weren't convincing enough, even legends like StopDay and Chewboy openly considered uninstalling the game and quitting content creation entirely because of these changes. When I first saw those tweets, it genuinely shocked me. Looking back, FIFA Mobile 19 was like Tyler, the creator's cherry bomb. A bold experiment that left many people unsatisfied, but taught the creator the most. EA had no choice but to listen. Their number one goal, attracting new players, was falling apart. So they changed direction. What did EA need to do? First, make AI matches easier. And not just slightly easier, really easy. Easy enough that anyone could win, even with zero experience. Second, slow the game down. Make it more realistic. By doing that, EA created room to improve defending, dribbling, and shooting. Especially shooting, allowing new players to learn and improve more efficiently. Just like Seasons 17 and 18, I'm grouping FIFA Mobile 20 and 21 together, because honestly, they were almost completely indistinguishable. And if a game wants to claim it's evolving, I don't think these two seasons delivered on that at all. Sure, division rivals stayed mostly the same, and thank God for that, but let me explain why that wasn't enough. As someone who played this game for a sense of completion, even on a small scale, division rivals stopped offering that feeling. It's an endless race, no finish line, no closure, and after a while, it just becomes exhausting. I don't want to grind forever just to stay afloat. So naturally, the answer should have been AI games. AI matches are supposed to train you, reward effort, and give you progression without making you hate yourself. But when people say, making AI games easier isn't a big deal, they ignore what that actually caused, the death of campaign modes. Back in Season 2, campaign modes were long. Season 3 shortened them, but did it intelligently. Each match got harder, rewards got better, players learned as they progressed. That's how you educate a player. Honestly, they shouldn't have stopped at one campaign. They should have released new ones every few months, harder matches, better rewards, because campaign mode should have been the core of this game. Promos should have been side quests, not the main storyline. That's why FIFA Mobile 18's campaign modes were so loved. Even though there were a ton of them, and they were ridiculously long, they gave players a sense of adventure and progression. Even if the final reward was just a 92 rated card, the upgrade system meant that card meant something. It became a medal, proof that you survived the grind. A reminder that you spent a week breaking your sanity to earn it. That sense of fulfillment, EA slowly stripped it away. In Season 4, EA tried to bring back a campaign mode similar to Season 2, but it completely flopped. It was way too short, and the final reward was awful. And you could tell they didn't even try. Only the Premier League campaign had 108 matches, the rest had barely half of that. And every single match was laughably easy. It genuinely felt intentional, almost like EA wanted players to stop caring about campaign modes entirely, so they'd focus all their attention on promos, because that's where the money is. And surprise, surprise, after FIFA Mobile 21, campaign mode disappeared completely. Now let's go back to AI games becoming ridiculously easy. When rewards are good but the path to get them is effortless, the game becomes boring. So instead, EA turned rewards into a currency, leading toward a final prize that could be obtained in two ways: pay money, or log in every day. But to force that system to work, the gameplay had to be easy. Super easy. Brain off easy. AI games became nothing more than farming. Since promos had expiration dates, players were pressured to play daily. And if you didn't get the final reward, it wasn't because you lacked skill, it was because you weren't there enough. The game wasn't hard, you just missed days. So now everyone else has that card. They're beating you with it. You've fallen behind. But don't worry, you'll get another chance. And another, again, and again. Now let's talk about season resets. These weren't redesigns. They weren't innovations. They were just resets, wiping everything and calling it a fresh start. And who did that benefit? EA. Resets attract new players. Everyone starts at zero, and EA gets a brand new goldmine without putting in real effort. Veterans lost everything: time, dedication, progress, and gained nothing new in return. Sure, the game is free. Technically, you didn't lose money. You just lost time, and apparently, that doesn't count. Unless you paid, in which case you got scammed 3 times over. Your only compensation was legacy mode, which was relevant for maybe 2 months. 11 months of grinding for 2 months of value. Amazing deal. And then you see articles telling players to embrace the reset. That it's exciting. That it recreates the joy of your first division rival's climb. The disconnect is insane. Was it really that hard to give loyal players something new? Something fun? Because EA didn't even try. If you played every season before Season 5, then Season 5 easily ranks as one of the worst. Same event cycles, same promos, and their one chance to make it exciting, the Euros and Copa America, was ruined due to missing licenses. AI matches were brain dead easy, and the game itself played itself. The AI literally performed better football than the player. You didn't even need to play to climb ranks. So what was the point? This trend foreshadowed EA's direction moving forward. It felt like they didn't want people to play the game, just open packs and flex teams. And the worst part, it worked. Making the easiest football game in the world attracted new players. Downloads surged, and Season 5 thrived during lockdowns. I honestly wish I never enjoyed Season 3 as much as I did, because walking into Seasons 4 and 5 felt like betrayal. EA knows how to make a good game. They know how to create hype. But that's where their effort stops. They don't care if players enjoy it, only if the numbers grow. And slowly, FIFA Mobile stopped being about football, and became about grinding OVRs instead of playing the game. FIFA Mobile 22 was actually a pretty solid season, and the gameplay was doing most of the heavy lifting. Season 6 slowed the game down, but not in an annoying way. There were no pointless, drawn-out animations, so movement still felt responsive and effective. It finally felt grounded, like an actual football game, not an arcade simulator. Spamming was mostly dead. Crossing headers and midfield through balls weren't meta anymore. Well, mostly. Because this season introduced a brand new menace, lane change. Once that skill move dropped, the entire community, and their mums, started abusing it. Still, outside of that, the gameplay itself was genuinely enjoyable. Visually, the game looked great. The pitch colors were clean and realistic, and more importantly, the contrast was actually good. Any weather, any lighting, the game never became hard to see or visually irritating. Unlike FC Mobile, where you can literally pick a blue ball and watch it disappear because the lighting contrast is absolute garbage. But back to Season 6. My biggest issue with FIFA Mobile 22 was simple. It was boring. There was no real campaign mode. And no, icon journey doesn't count. That thing was shorter than my chore list, ridiculously easy, and boring as hell. Promos didn't help either. They felt recycled, uninspired, and worst of all, there were barely any good ways to make coins. Grinding felt more like a chore than progression. Remember how missing a few days meant falling behind? Yeah, Team of the Year took that to another level. Apparently, leaving the game for just 1 week, to do exams, meant you were suddenly miles behind everyone else. And you couldn't really recover, because there are only so many TOTY promos in a year. For Season 7, EA decided to speed the game up. And honestly, that was the best decision they could have made. This was peak FIFA Mobile. The gameplay was exciting without being chaotic. Defending was simple, clean, and responsive. Attackers were fast, but defenders were fast too, which kept everything balanced. Nothing felt unfair. For the first time in a long while, midfielders actually mattered. Your central midfielders weren't just passengers. They could act as second strikers, or drop back as extra centre-backs when needed, exactly how football should work. Compare that to FC Mobile, where your centre mids barely move and exist only to defend. Season 7 had players like Yaya Toure feeling absolutely broken, in the best way. He was everywhere, attacking, defending, intercepting, arriving late in the box. His positioning was better than most strikers. Meanwhile in FC, unless you have the absolute best version of a card, your midfielder just sits back, while somehow your centre-backs become your main attackers. In Season 7, you weren't forced to play full-backs at centre-back. You didn't need the meta cards to compete. A good card did its job, and there were plenty available at every price range. Cards were easy to buy, easy to sell. That freedom encouraged experimentation, something FC Mobile completely killed. And then EA dropped what is, in my opinion, the best promo in FIFA Mobile history, the 2022 Qatar World Cup. And yeah, that might sound obvious, but EA doesn't mess around with major football events. This is when players actively look for ways to scratch that football itch, and with all the licenses in place, FIFA Mobile was the best option available. Season 7 followed the World Cup with a string of genuinely well-made events, turning November 2022 to August 2023 into something special for FIFA Mobile players. We enjoyed it while it lasted. On May 10, 2022, one of the most devastating divorces in football history was announced. FIFA and EA split, therefore leading to another season reset. FC Mobile was a disappointment. 24, 25, and 26 were basically the same recycled game with small changes, mostly P2W. FC 24's first few months were good, but the April 2024 onwards period removed everything and went downwards. Let's talk about the April update. Because this is where FC Mobile 24 officially crossed the line from flawed to unplayable. And what annoys me the most? People barely talked about it. Everyone complained about promos being boring, cards being expensive, events being recycled. But almost no one talked about the actual football, the gameplay. The one thing that should matter in a football game. Before April, FC Mobile wasn't perfect, far from it, but at least it was playable. Dribbling felt responsive sometimes. Fast players actually felt fast. The ball stayed close to your feet. You could chain skills without your player moving like they were buffering on McDonald's Wi-Fi. Then EA came out and said the magic words, "We're improving responsiveness." And every experienced player should have known right there, we're cooked. Sluggish gameplay and animation hell. After the April update, everything felt like it was happening in slow motion. Not realistic slow, not tactical slow, quicksand slow. Players take an extra second to turn, an extra second to pass, an extra second to accelerate. And in a competitive game, 1 second is the difference between a goal and losing your sanity. EA didn't improve responsiveness. They added more animations. And animations are the silent killer of football games. Every touch now triggers some unnecessary motion. A stumble, a hesitation, a weird body feint you never asked for. So instead of reacting to your input, your player reacts to EA's script. You're not playing football anymore. You're waiting for the game to allow you to play football. Dribbling after April feels awful. Not hard, not skill-based, just unresponsive. Your winger with 120 plus dribbling suddenly turns like a bronze center back. Skill moves either don't register, or register so late that you're already tackled. And no, this isn't about buy faster cards. Speed doesn't fix bad gameplay. Football isn't just acceleration stats, it's flow, decision making, player movement off the ball. And FC Mobile lost all of that in one update. Versus Attack suffered the most. VSA only works when gameplay is quick and snappy. It's supposed to be instant decisions, not realism. After April, chances feel delayed, shooting animations take forever, defenders auto-block everything, so now VSA isn't about skill. It's about who the game decides to favor. Playing VSA after losing a few head-to-head matches is genuinely mentally damaging. Don't do it, I'm serious. EA tried to help defending. Big mistake. Now defenders tackle without your input, sometimes. Other times they just stand there watching the ball roll past. So defending is no longer fully manual, fully assisted. It's this cursed middle ground where you don't know who's in control, you or the AI. Half the goals you concede don't feel deserved. Half the tackles you win don't feel earned. And when a football game makes you feel detached from both winning and losing, that's when the game is already dead. This update didn't just make the game worse. It removed trust. Because once EA proves they can completely ruin gameplay overnight, you stop believing anything will get better. Every new promo just feels like a distraction. Every new card feels pointless. Why grind for players when the gameplay itself feels like garbage? That's why so many people quit quietly after April. No goodbye posts, no rage tweets. They just stopped playing, and honestly, I don't blame them. FC Mobile 25 isn't just a bad football game. It's not even a disappointing one. It's a confirmation that EA is no longer interested in making a football game on mobile, only a slot machine wearing a football skin. FC Mobile 25 didn't kill the game. The game was already bleeding in FC Mobile 24. What FC Mobile 25 did was stop pretending. This season wasn't a mistake. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't misunderstood. It was intentional, and that's why it hurts more than any season before it. When FC Mobile 25 was announced, people were hopeful. New year, new gameplay. They'll finally fix defending. The FIFA split is over, EA can cook now. And on paper, FC Mobile 25 looked like progress. New UI polish, tweaked mechanics, more animations, more realism. But here's the problem. Mobile football does not benefit from realism when the fundamentals are broken. Instead of fixing responsiveness, EA doubled down on heavier animations, slower turns, delayed inputs. The game looked smoother, but felt worse. And that difference matters. FC Mobile 25 gameplay feels like playing football in wet cement. Every touch has a delay. Every turn feels pre-approved by the game engine. Every dribble feels like you're fighting your own player. In older FIFA Mobile seasons, when you lost the ball, it felt like your fault. In FC Mobile 25, when you lose the ball, it feels like the game decided, nah, not today. Dribbling isn't responsive, it's animated. Passing isn't sharp, it's scripted. Shooting isn't rewarding, it's inconsistent. And the worst part, speed doesn't matter anymore. You can have 120 pace, but a random CB with mediocre stats will still catch up body you auto-tackle. Because FC Mobile 25 doesn't reward decision making, it rewards ratings. Defending in FC Mobile 25 is no longer manual. And that's terrifying. Defenders, auto-track runs, auto-tackle, auto-block shots. Sometimes they defend better when you don't touch them. So what's the point of skill? What's the point of positioning? Why am I controlling a player if the game already decided the outcome? Defending used to be about reading the play, switching at the right time, timing tackles. Now it's about letting the AI cook, praying the animation triggers, hoping the script is on your side. That's not football, that's spectator mode. Versus Attack was built for fast gameplay, instant decisions, sharp mechanics. FC Mobile 25 broke every single one of those. Chances take longer to load. Players hesitate before shooting. Goalkeepers teleport. Versus Attack is now a frustration simulator, where better chances don't guarantee goals, slower inputs ruin muscle memory, randomness decides rank. You don't feel outplayed, you feel robbed. And when a competitive mode feels unfair, players don't grind harder. They quit. Let's talk about content, or more accurately, content inflation. Here's the truth. AI doesn't want you playing matches. They want you opening packs, collecting cards, logging in daily, chasing FOMO. Football is just the animation that plays between monetization screens. That's why gameplay isn't priority, modes never expand, community feedback goes ignored. Retention doesn't matter, there will always be new players. And the old ones, disposable. FC Mobile 25 isn't dead. It looks alive. It updates often. It floods you with content. But it has no soul. No identity. No respect for football. No respect for the player. And maybe that's the saddest part. Because once upon a time, this game was special. And now, it's just another app asking how much money you're willing to lose before you uninstall. FC Mobile 25 is flooded with promos, events, currencies, exchanges. But none of it feels meaningful. Every promo is login, play, boring AI matches, collect tokens, exchange for untradables, repeat. No challenge, no creativity, no satisfaction. Everyone ends up with similar teams. OVR skyrockets. Older cards die instantly. And don't get me started on untradables. You grind for cards you can't sell, that will be irrelevant in weeks. That's not progression, that's treadmill design. Older FIFA Mobile seasons were pay to win. But FC Mobile 25 is pay to participate. The gap between free-to-play casual spenders whales has never been wider. Paid cards move better, react faster, break defensive logic. Not because of skill, but because the game respects money more than input. And once players realize effort doesn't matter, they stop trying. FC 26 Mobile is no longer a fun or fair football game. This isn't about losing one match. It isn't about tilt, bad luck, or getting better. This is about repeating, systemic issues that appear match after match, regardless of team quality, tactics, or player decisions, issues that actively take control away from the user. And when a football game stops respecting player input, it stops being a competition. Most noticeable problems in FC 26 Mobile is momentum. High OVR teams frequently feel slow, unresponsive, hesitant to sprint or react. At the same time, significantly lower OVR opponents suddenly gain unnatural acceleration, increased strength, faster reactions. Matches feel less decided by decision-making or skill, and more by hidden balancing mechanics that activate without warning. You can feel when the game shifts, passes become underpowered, first touches become heavy, defenders stop tracking runs. This doesn't feel like dynamic difficulty. It feels like the game actively intervening. Another constant frustration is player responsiveness. In many situations, the closest player will stand still, hesitate, or simply watch the ball. Meanwhile, the opponent instantly accelerates and reaches it first, even when positioned worse. This creates the clear impression of delayed first step animations, manipulated player priority, input delay outside the user's control. You're not being outplayed, you're being overridden, and no amount of skill can compensate for a player who refuses to react. Defending in FC 26 Mobile has become excessively AI-assisted. Inside the penalty box, defenders often intercept crosses, unrealistically change direction mid-animation, appear to teleport into blocking positions. Even in PvP matches, defending feels automated to the point where creativity is punished. Smart attacking runs are ignored, outcomes feel predetermined. Instead of rewarding timing and positioning, the game relies on forced interceptions and blocks, removing the satisfaction of breaking down a defense. That isn't realism, it's a restriction. The pack system only adds to the frustration. Even paid packs consistently rewarding the lowest possible OVR outcomes gives the impression that pack weight is heavily skewed rather than genuinely random. When grinding feels pointless and spending money still feels unrewarding, the problem isn't luck. The system itself deserves criticism. A football game should reward time, effort, or investment, not make all three feel wasted. The biggest issue is what all of this leads to. Players are no longer focused on reading the game out, playing opponents, or improving their skills. Instead, they're trying to predict when momentum will shift, when input delay will trigger, when the game will intervene against them. That isn't competition, that's frustration management. Because of these issues, I've stopped playing and uninstalled FC26 Mobile. No one expects to win every match, but everyone deserves a game that feels fair, responsive, and respectful of player input. Right now, FC26 Mobile fails at all three. And until that changes, it isn't football, it's just an illusion of control.